Wessy's been awful quiet about this montage.
Sure.
I'm gonna roll an insight on her.
Yeah, because I don't think I told you what I did before we left for Coastas. You guys know out of character.
Yeah. I wasn't even thinking about that. I was actually thinking about how she was kind of attached to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
2 on an insight.
That's why every time. I mean, like Mary said, like she is was kind of attached to it. And it did like help a lot in situations when we needed it. And I feel like we might be in a situation that it might be necessary that we have it.
Right.
And so we gotta figure out a way.
How does she respond to, I guess, the discussion about it? Like, in terms of, like, her expression or nodding or shaking her head or at things.
You can tell, like, just kind of like more withdrawal. Her hands most of the time are like, arms are mostly crossed. I mean,
You guys had to lose it.
Oh, no, I'm kidding.
Mold.
She's the one with the grump face. No, I'm kidding.
Gotta bring that up again.
True facts.
She's not really talking that. Wait, go ahead.
I said I actually think that's more of a peeved face.
Exactly. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like he's like thinking about something though. Like, should I say something? Should I not say something? Especially at the parts where you like, oh, it's lost forever. Maybe it'll turn up. I'm like, it might turn up.
You feel like you should say.
Heavy sigh. Deep sigh. I have a confession, you guys.
Oh?
You're cutting out.
You hear me?
Yep.
Am I cutting out? Maybe I have to hold it. I'm trying to wait till my AirPods charge. And I'll put them back in. Oh yeah. I might have asked Sarai to see what she can find about the Mon before we left.
I need to make a roll. Hold on. Sorry.
1.
Winnie kind of, that expression she had where it looked like Kasumi grew 2 heads, she kind of turns that on you, but it's like you grew 3.
Kasumi looks at Mezzy with...
Hold on a second.
He's got a lot going on. I would hate to think what she could do with that thing if she figured out how to use it.
Right. That was one thought that I always had at the back of my mind.
Well, far be it from me to lecture you on doing something dangerous.
All I did was I asked her to keep a lookout, like see if you can find any trails of Mufuz or anybody dealing with that situation.
Okay.
Well,
and if she finds it, just hold it for safekeeping until we return.
Well,
y'all should roll an insight.
Insight on Sitara, damn it.
2.
Is it defender?
too.
Is it? Or do you have to mute it?
You have to.
So Kasumi's apparently distracted because he's talking to Mezzy, but Mezzy and Winnie, you both glance at Sitara, and when Mezzy brought up the Sarai thing, she looked like maybe a little surprised for a moment. And as Kasumi's talking to Mezzy, she's just quietly listening with a very careful expression on her face. She looks a little, maybe...
Wrong.
Hold on, let me consult the GM for a second. If he'll look.
I'm trying to double check something.
I know.
And getting all messages.
Sorry. Yes. Okay.
Sorry, you guys.
So
I
Mezzy
dropped-
and Winnie, like her expression is very careful. She seems to have a good lid on it, but you definitely get a sort of guilty looking vibe off of her. Like she kind of like shifts from leaning on one leg back against the wall to the other and just kind of watching the exchange, listening.
Guys, I swear to God, if we all went and talked to Sarai about finding the Mon. Winnie, what do you mean you talked to her about finding the Mon?
Why would Sitara do that?
I do apologize.
To your
But like you guys,
Sitara hasn't talked to Sarai very often. I
right?
don't.
Very, very limited
That's
exposure.
what actually. Just
So,
the
yeah.
festival.
Yes.
To your knowledge, she's only talked to her at the.
Yeah, I should have told you guys sooner. But like you guys said, I just don't want it to be like wandering out there and it just gets into the wrong hands. However, I do know Sarai isn't the best hands to have it in, but I trust that she will return it to us if she finds it.
So
I did,
gets this look. I'll try to describe it for anybody who may be listening. Like, kind of grimaces a little bit.
that's why she said it. Like, I know it's not a good idea for her either, but yeah.
I mean, it's possible she might find it.
Did you say anything after she might find it?
In Rakosis. Unless it's not there anymore.
Yeah. I just thought she would be a good candidate because she knows about like all that the underground. I mean, I don't think underground would be the best word.
I mean that's probably a good enough word to describe.
Yeah.
Like the underground,
Underworld.
situations and how that works. So yeah. And it's not even a guarantee she will find anything at all. So
Probably not.
Unlikely.
Highly unlikely.
But
I'd like to roll another insight on the captain
Oh,
as
yeah,
the conversation progresses.
sure.
Oh.
I mean,
I got
because
one.
you got the earlier one though.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're not getting much more, but she's definitely like the leg that she's not leaning on. She's kind of like jiggling her foot a little bit.
Seems a little antsy.
Yeah.
Something's got her in a twist, so to speak. She kind of looks out onto the the floor, the crowd. And seems to scan the crowd for a moment, and her eyes seem to like lock up on Winnie. And Winnie, you'll recognize them. It's your friend from the other night. And so Sitara will like take her drink in her hand and your friend from yesterday, what was his name?
Amaro.
I wonder if he knows anything about what's going on with the captains. And she pushes off the wall and heads to the bar.
You feel Winnie kind of like watching you.
A little squirrely, maybe? Something's a little off with the cat. Can't quite put your finger on it.
Kasumi and Mezzy will hear like Winnie like mumble something under her breath.
She just made a quick exit.
She did, which is a little unlike